Hi guys! I filmed an introduction to this video, but it was garbage. So here I am filming it again. I have some thrifted pieces in my wardrobe that are giving me the ick, and so I am upcycling them in this video. Let me start off, this is not a tutorial. This is to give you inspiration for how you can give some pieces in your wardrobe a second life. If it's been a while since you've worn them or they just don't fit you the way they used to, I just want to give you some inspiration on how you can repurpose them, give them a second life, like I said, and continue wearing them and to continue to have them in your wardrobe. I have a few pieces that I am working on for this video, and I hope you enjoy. We are doing a voiceover because my camera audio is really bugging me. We're working on the shirt. I've had it for a while. I really like the gingham. The embroidery on the front is just so cute. The buttons are kind of like a faux shell button. It's really adorable, but it's totally giving grandma. It's very grandma vibes, and the fit is just unflattering, and so we need to fix it. I talked about like making it shorter maybe. I ended up not doing that. The sleeves were bothering me. I decided it really needed some darts in some different places just to give it a little bit of a more shape, because it just was not flattering on my body. So I also decided to get rid of the collar kind of last minute, just because I didn't like the way the collar was fitting me. Here I am cutting off the sleeves and the collar of my shirt, and I decided to completely change the sleeves. I wanted to go for more of like a flowy kind of puff sleeve look, kind of similar to the Ghani top that's been all over TikTok and Pinterest. If you're in the sewing community, I had to do a lot of patchworking to accomplish it, because I had to use a bunch of scraps from the remains of the long sleeves, but it was totally worth it because it looks so freaking good. Here it is after all of the alterations made. The sleeves, oh my gosh, they are so good. The shirt in general just feels so much more flowy because of the sleeves. Like, I can totally wear it out all summer. I just feel so comfy in it. It also feels so much less bulky because of that collar removal. I loved it so much that I decided to make a similar alteration to this shirt. I've had this since fall of last year. I like the gingham a lot, but the collar is just so structured. I can't get it to relax. The whole thing, I have to show you this, the whole thing is so small on my butt. Like, it looks so gross and it's so unflattering. So I have to crop it a little bit just to fix that. I am also going to shorten the sleeves, make them kind of more of a cap sleeve look, and I'm going to remove that collar because it's atrocious. I started off by cutting the collar off. Like I said, I found my favorite tee and used it as a guide for cutting off the bottom. Cut the sleeves, and here's how it looks after all of the alterations. I decided to also add a little bit of a ruffle to the sleeves. I think it's really cute and adds a lot of character. I love this shirt so much, and I feel like I have to do 1,000 more button-up alteration sort of things because these last two have been so good. Next, I wanted to work on sort of an ocean-inspired graphic tee. I had one that needed something, and so I went to Pinterest. I started off by tracing some sea creatures and shells onto some parchment paper so that I could cut those specific shapes out of my fabric. I'm using some iron-on adhesive to adhere my different fabric pieces to my t-shirt. It's just a great way if you're doing certain applications of fabric to other fabric. It just sticks them together so they kind of like meld, and it's really easy. It's also kind of gives them a little more reinforcement too. kind of like interfacing, but it's very minimal reinforcement. So it's really nice and handy. So I got this t-shirt at the thrift store, and I really liked the actual material. I like a kind of thicker cotton tee, and the color was just so pretty and vibrant. But it obviously had an application or like a screen printing on the front, and I did my best to remove it with acetone, but it has still left a little bit of the paint, and so that's why I'm kind of going in with these different sea creatures and shells just to cover it up and make it look, I don't know, more intentional. I feel like it's very much giving a girls camp sort of shirt, but I think I still really like it. So I'm just arranging my different cutouts onto the shirt and ironing them down to prep for stitching them on there permanently. And then here's me stitching all of them on. It's kind of a tedious process, especially for the more intricate shapes, but I'm just doing an outline for the most part, and then kind of going back to add some details to some of the shapes. I also decided to embroider some seaweed in there too, just to fill in the empty space. And here's the final result of that t-shirt. It's really fun looking. It feels like a camp shirt, which I don't mind at all, and it's not like the best. It doesn't look super close to my original inspiration, but I think it's still really cute, and I'll definitely get a lot more wear out of it this way. That was everything that I ended up making for this video, and like I had said earlier, it wasn't a tutorial. It was more just a video to give you some inspiration for how you can repurpose some items in your wardrobe, just to inspire you to take another look at the pieces that aren't fitting you right or aren't adding enough to your wardrobe. I think it can come maybe a little bit easier for me to find ways to alter clothes because I've sewn so many clothes. I know the construction process behind clothes, and I know the pattern making process behind it too, but I have to say the easiest way to know how to alter clothing is to just start by taking it apart first. Just do your best to, take a look at your piece of clothing, figure out what parts of it you don't like as much or aren't as flattering, and then take it apart from there. Like the green shirt that I had started with, I didn't like the sleeves. They just did not fit me well, and they weren't flattering to me, and so I took them off. And then once you take them off, you know how to put them back on, and you can find other shirts or maybe sewing patterns that you can do hacks, and it's kind of a learning process. It does take a little bit of practice, but I hope this inspired you to give it a try. The last upcycle that I did was super beginner friendly. It was just applying fabric directly onto fabric, and you can do that however way you want. So you could do it on a shirt, you could do it on pants, you could do it on whatever you like, a purse. So hopefully that gave you some inspiration. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do a lot of different DIYs and upcycling on this channel, so if you like that sort of content, maybe subscribe, give my video a like, and I will see you guys later.